from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Alrighty, and good evening. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you in the JB Weather Center this evening to give you an update right here before 8 o'clock on the ever-changing weather situation we have across the region as we head into this evening. My younger sister is here to help moderate. Thank you, Cassidy, and it seems like the audio is working. Right off the bat, taking you live here into William Richmond Inc. Live HD radar to give you a look at what's going on and give you a look at some of those wind gusts that are moving through. So as we see with radar, it is lit up like a Christmas tree. Let's kind of zoom on in here. Actually, if I zoom out, what I want you to take a note of, and we talked about this a little bit ago, we had this line right here. Do you see this? I've outlined it here in black. This line represents a squall line that's been moving through. This is bringing not just heavy rain, but gusty winds with it. And we talked about this during our last live show, where like we live here at the surface, and thunderstorms or just rain showers or whatever, as they strengthen, they grow vertically. When they grow vertically, right, they start to tap into winds that are all the way up here. So the stronger the thunderstorm is and the taller it gets, the higher the winds it can tap into. That's just to say that strong thunderstorms can help act as vessels to bring those strong wind gusts, bring them down here to the surface. And that's what's going to be happening with this line as it pushes through, and it's moving through at a pretty good clip. It's helping to bring down those 16, 70 mile per hour gusts from up in the atmosphere and bringing it down to the surface. And that is what is allowing for our winds to start to really kind of gust across the region. And we're going to continue to watch this here over the next several hours. The core of this right now is kind of moving locally from Prince Frederick down through St. Leonard on over. I want to say that's towards Sandgates and Hollywood, moving through California. This has just moved through Leonardtown, the leading edge of that, and that's going to be actually now moving here into parts of southern St. Mary's County. And this is again going to help bring those wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour and continue to kind of bring that up to those elevated levels. And this also comes as we have strong winds coming out of the south and east. In addition, we are seeing our power outage numbers really begin to increase across the region. Let me take you on over to that. Right now, SMECO is reporting up over 5,800 customers without power. The entire evening so far, it's really just been St. Mary's County that's been shaded in that orange of at least 2,000 customers without power. Calvert County has now been added to that, at least the SMECO coverage part of Calvert County. That part is now registering up over 2,500 customers without power. St. Mary's County is registering a little bit more than that. And our most impacted zip codes right now continue to look like Mechanicsville and Hollywood, and we've now added Lusby into that down here where we have over 1,200 customers without power. We see we have a pretty decent outage here in parts of the Chesapeake Ranch Estates near Driftwood Beach, as well as up here near Jefferson Patterson Park and parts of White Sands and Brooms Island as well. We have a big outage out here as we get into the Leonardtown area here. I want to say that's just to the north of St. Andrew's Church Road, getting towards Wildwood, up here towards Oakville. Again, just lots of outages. Maddox is looking at an outage up towards the Hughesville area near Oak Ridge Park. Just lots of areas here looking at power outage numbers because we have the gusty winds that have been with us and they're going to stay with us. How much longer are they going to stay with us is a question you might be asking. Let's bring you on over here. And I want to get our Futurecast loaded up with the wind gusts to kind of time this out for you because we just had a new run finish coming in. So let me bring you on over. We want Futurecast, bada boom, model timeline to help guide us. Let's turn off current wind gusts, current radar. And let's get you on over. And let's turn off these current warnings. That's not the story we're looking at right now. So if we take a look at wind gusts for right now, where we sit moving into the 8 o'clock hour. Again, winds gusting upwards of 50 miles per hour. As we push this through, take a look at that. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, our winds do start to decrease as the worst of that line pushes out over the bay. We're still looking at winds gusting upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour, a little bit higher down to the south. Winds continue. They're not going to be as high as we push towards 10 and 11 o'clock. However, they will remain elevated. As we push towards about 11 o'clock, we see where we get these pinks, that is representative of winds gusting at around 40 miles per hour. Reds would be about 30 miles per hour. So a lot of those are going to be sticking around with us. As we push this closer towards about midnight, we still have winds gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour, and that continues. Our Cedar Point Federal Credit Union Futurecast does show that rain, for the most part, starts to move out as we approach 10 and 11 o'clock. There's 10 o'clock for you, 11 o'clock, and then midnight. The rain is just for the most part out of our hair, at least the core of it. You see additional moisture moves into the mountains. That falls as snow where it's cold enough. That won't be the case out here, but we will see additional pockets of rain start to cycle on through tomorrow morning, so additional showers are still going to be possible. And that's going to be the case. Tomorrow throughout the day, showers remain in place. Scattered showers here and there, not the widespread rain from tonight. And the winds remain gusty, but not as gusty. Tomorrow we're just talking about gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. If we zoom out, look at what Futurecast does with that squall line we have coming through the region right now. Do you see this long line of like the darker reds and pinks that extends from off the coast of Cape Cod down through parts of the Atlantic? Yeah, that's what our squall line becomes. And boy, that would pack some serious wind if it was out over our region. But of course, that is not what we're seeing right now. Let me take you back on over to live William Richmond Dink HD radar. Let me bring. Little did you know you were signing up to also get a choir. So this is a current look. Again, some of that heaviest rain right now moving right through parts of St. Mary's County down towards Lexington Park, getting into St. George Island, getting on up towards Great Mills, Solomons, Lusby. These are areas seeing some of the heaviest rains right now. Now, just because this line moves through doesn't mean that the rain is done with. We see additional areas of rain move through. Those are back to the west. Again, we don't really clear out until about 11 o'clock midnight or so. Here's a look at that a local impact timing graphic I threw together this morning that continues to look like it's pretty good. We have wind gusts right now of 54 miles per hour at 8 o'clock, and I forecasted wind gusts of 59 miles per hour. I think being within 5 miles an hour isn't too bad. We are looking at those heavy downpours right now, that localized flash flooding, and that's led to numerous power outages. And I see lots of comments coming in about what's going on in my region. I want to bring you on over. We have now crossed over 6,000 customers without power. We do see, let's get by location, see where we're looking at kind of clusters of outages here. Again, on up towards Brooms Island, Leonardtown, the Great Mills area, the Drayton area. Let's see where else? Up here, getting towards Mechanicsville, all over towards John B. Baggett Park is an outage. On over towards Oakville, Wicomico Shores, Maddox, just lots of power outages. And our SMECO workers have been doing a great job working at getting power restored as quickly as they can. This number would be a lot higher if they were not. So yeah, this morning, well, kind of through about mid-afternoon, we saw about an inch of rain. Some areas have seen an additional inch or two of rainfall with what is currently pushing through the region. And we could still tack on another half inch. I could very easily see that. Our precip detector here hasn't been doing the best job with really kind of capturing the rainfall amounts we've seen. I want to try a different version of this. See, let's try a 24-hour loop to see if that can kind of capture for us as it loads. Yeah, by and large, we're talking over an inch of rain has fallen for just about all locations. We're getting close to 2 inches in many spots as well. And that just really speaks to what we have going on across the region. I want to try to switch gears here, see if we can't get a version of this that wants to work. Oh, that worked. I do want to take us over here, though. Look at this. Temperature 60 degrees with a squall line and a severe thunderstorm warning to the south. Not things I thought I'd be saying January 9th, covering Southern Maryland's weather. We do have reports of Bingsley Road closed due to high water in parts of Charles County. Reports of at least 30 trees down countywide in Charles County as well. We take a look at some of these rainfall totals. Where you get these blues, that's at least an inch of rain. And these purples here, that represents at least 2 inches of rain. So you can kind of see where the heaviest rain has really been located as well to the west. And that's going to continue, I think, as we head through the evening. And just a better way to look at that here, and I can get you a legend here to help kind of guide you with what it is we're taking a look at. This might be the best I can do for you. That gets you a little bit of a look. So where you get these blues, that's at least half an inch of rain. Yellows over an inch, and those oranges would be over about 2 inches. Localized areas have seen more than that, though. So that's kind of where we stand right now. We have this heavy rain really kind of pushing through, and the worst of this, I do think, is going to be over the next 1 to 3 hours. I really think between now and 9 o'clock is going to be, so like the next 2 hours, like the height of this. We do start to come off of it, but still between about 9 o'clock and 2 a.m., we are going to be looking at heavy rain continuing to push through the region, gusty winds. Wind gusts maybe instead of gusting up to 60 miles per hour, only gusting up to 45 miles per hour, right? Still impactful, not necessarily as bad. But numerous outages continue. We do know, and I will check quickly to see if we have any new updates. Earlier, we saw Anne Arundel County schools come in announcing they will be delayed opening 2 hours late. So our Fredericksburg City Schools, Stafford County Public Schools, King George County Public Schools, plenty of school districts closing or opening late tomorrow. No word yet from Calvert, St. Mary's, Charles, or PG County. My sister reports Baltimore County is opening 2 hours late. We will see if we add to that list. I suspect we will. Seeing delays tomorrow would not surprise me in many of our areas. Just to be able to clean up and come off of the high impacts we've seen across the region this evening with the high winds, the gusts, high winds, the heavy rain that have led to numerous power outages. We know that right now, SMECO reports over 6,000 customers without power. And if we think a customer, that could represent that 4-person household or that business that has 15 to 50 people in it. So multiply 6,000 times 4. I'm no math teacher, but that's like 24,000 people at least probably without power, if not more than that. So tens of thousands without power right now as this pushes through, and we're probably going to add on to that for a little bit yet. So if you still have power, consider yourself lucky, but that could very quickly change, especially for our coastal locations where coastal flooding is going to be an issue. I'm going to have a post up this evening on JB Weather about kind of where we stand and where we're going in regards to coastal flooding, but the National Weather Service is forecasting and anticipating near record high heights for our tidal water rises in Solomon's Island and St. George Island, getting close to 4.5 to 5 feet, which would cause major issues for some of those areas, kind of blocking off some of those roadways at times of high tide. So I do see lots of comments saying like much of the Ranch Club is without power, Hollywood out of power. Yeah. That's very much kind of where we stand right now. The scattered outages, maybe I should have written numerous outages, just given how much rain we've seen across the region. I do want to get past the flash flooding outlook, and I take you over here to where we stand in terms of winds. High wind warning remains in effect until 1 a.m. this morning. 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. Wind gusts upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour are likely to continue for the next couple of hours in areas like St. Mary's, Calvert, Charles counties, Anne Arundel, PG, King George. These coastal locations are likely to see those wind gusts continue, and that's going to lead to those coastal flooding concerns. Counties shaded there in purple, coastal flood warning. And this is just a look at that. That's the Solomon's Island hydrograph predicting a 4.6 tidal height. The record is 4.8 feet, so it's not too far off. St. George Island is looking at 4.9 feet of tidal height, and that's tying an all-time record. So that, just to keep that in perspective, that's what we're looking at right now. I do see a couple of questions about Charles County. I believe that they have an early dismissal tomorrow. In my experience, and that may not be the way Charles County operates, and it might not be the way they operate tomorrow, but I know when I was in school in Calvert County, if we had an early dismissal scheduled but a delay was needed, like because we had a weird snow thing, they would just change the early dismissal to a delay. Or they would close for the entire day, right? So those are the two options. I think more times than not, actually, now that I think of it, they would just close because they can't change the early dismissal, I don't think. I could be wrong. It's weird, especially in this age of, like, COVID. Well, not really COVID, but, like, virtual learning right now. And, like, snow days are weird. And, I mean, as a teacher, I deal with that, with potential for snow days. I would suspect if they had to do a delay, they would close, but I don't know. I think a school district representative could probably elaborate on that a little bit more than I probably could. Let me take you on over to live William Richmond and Radar, get that live look at what it is we are tracking right now. Let's bring up... Yeah, so you can kind of see, and if we just zoom out, you can really see where that, like, squall line is. Kind of push through Baltimore. Oh, there, now it wants to load. And heaviest rain, oh, we've really zoomed in with that. Heaviest rain right now moving, has just moved through Solomon's, moved through Lexington Park. And I do want to see what the wind gust report out of Pax River West is that pushed through. 46 miles per hour, so we were up near 50 here. We do now have a new event coming in, a flood warning. This would be for parts of PG County. And my suspicions are that that's northern PG, because there's this one spot in PG County that always loves to flood. Floods rather easily. Yeah, that's very much where we sit right now. I think we're looking at, again, the core of our impacts really between now and the next hour or two. That's when we're going to see the highest wind gusts. Winds do start to die down. They go from about 60 miles per hour to about 40, 45 miles per hour as we approach midnight. We drop below 30 miles per hour as we head towards tomorrow morning. And I will have an updated timeline graphic here when I finish up with this that outlines tonight's impacts and tomorrow's impacts, so we can get a better conceptualization of what's going on, who's going to be impacted and when. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have for you right now. And yes, Erica, Taco Watch, Taco Warning is that graphic has saved lives. Let me tell you, when we get hurricanes and stuff and tornado warnings, that makes sense to people. And yes, it is a very teacher-esque thing. Can you tell I teach 7th graders all day? Robert, don't say this was overhyped. A, the system isn't over yet, but B, are you following JB weather? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'll let the commenters do my work for me with that one. But yeah, that's where we sit right now as we push through clearing conditions as we head through the overnight hours. Lingering showers and lingering wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour through tomorrow morning. That's just kind of where we are. And yeah, I see, what do we have? Charles County flood gauge, 5 feet with creeks out of banks. I believe that. That seems very emblematic of where we sit right now as all of this rain pushes through. So I didn't get my post-school nap in today. Kathy recorded 2.68 inches of rain in La Plata, 5 inches for some people. That's very I mean, that doesn't surprise me. 1.7 in Clement so far. God, that seems very emblematic of kind of what we've seen across the region. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and let you all get some stuff done this evening. We might have one more live update this evening. We'll see, though. I don't know if it'll be needed. If not, I hope you have a safe evening, and if we do have another one, I will be back here with you soon. My coverage continues, though, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the website, and I'll continue to have updates. And I'm going to update this graphic here for you. Oh, not that one. I'm going to update this graphic here for you in just about 5-10 minutes when I get off of here to post to socials to keep you updated with that. Thanks for joining me. It's been an active day, active evening. I think I've been going nonstop since 4 a.m. this morning between weather and teaching, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. So thanks for following me. Continue to follow for the latest updates. I will post them as I get them and as I am awake. Have a nice and safe one, and please keep it tuned right here to JB Weather for the latest information.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.